Today I have a question that comes up a lot for music teachers, and that is, how do I get my child to practice? Or, I'm an adult learner, how do I get myself going to practice? Whether you're the adult trying to help the student practice, or whether you are an adult learner yourself and you're talking about practicing, there are a few things that I can do to help motivate you and make you feel like you can get yourself on track. So the first thing is, when we hear the word practice, we want to make sure that it has a good connotation. So if you were ever told, go practice now, go to your room and practice, that's what we mean by a negative connotation. I want you to think about music as something you go do to play. So go play the piano, go play the flute, go play your instrument and have fun doing it. Practicing is not just a thing to do. It's not just something on the to-do list. Practicing is playing. So first of all, say to yourself, I want to go play my instrument, not I have to practice. And the same thing if you're helping a child. You could say to the child, oh, would you go play me that song that you're good at? Or let me hear you play me a song. It makes me happy to hear you play a song. So that's a good way to get started. Just think of it as play, because music is playing. It's something that we do for fun and for enlightenment and for all the good things in life. We love our music. So start by thinking, I'm going to go play now. Another thing that would really help most people is to know that the hardest thing in life is transitioning from one thing to the next. We get settled into what we're doing and we're very happy with it, or we feel like we don't want to stop this thing to start the next thing. So that can be a difficult idea, just the transitioning. So you can give your child a few minutes and say, in 5 minutes, we're going to stop whatever, whether it's homework or playing outside or whatever it is, and say, we'll go play the instrument next. Or you can say to yourself, oh, I wanted to make time so that I would play my instrument today. I will play my instrument in 5 minutes. And that can help people just get started to play the instrument, to just go start doing something. And the other thing I say is to start with something that you really like, that you find it motivating to play. And that might not mean the assignment that you have for your lesson this week. That might mean it's a little song that you just like, or one that you recently heard and you thought, oh, I'd like to pick that one out. Or something that you learned months ago that was just fun, and you can turn back in your book and play that first. Another idea is to start by saying, instead of, I have to go practice for 30 minutes, say, I think I'll play the piano for just 5 minutes right now. And then go to the instrument and just play whatever it is that you like to get started. That's a good way just to get yourself transitioned and starting on the practicing. Now, what happens when I get to that new music that might be more difficult and harder to approach? Well, the idea with that is that you don't have to do very much. If you're looking at a full page of music, that might be intimidating. So say to yourself, today, I think I will learn 2 measures or 8 notes, something. Pick out something very small and start in with it. And instead of you telling yourself it's difficult, because we know the truth is, we can't just do music or many other activities the first time we try, right? You don't just go in and sit down and play everything that you wanted, so it is a little difficult. That's true. But if you look at it as difficult in the way that solving a puzzle is difficult, then you can kind of wrap your mind around you're making a puzzle happen physically and mentally. You're working your hands along with your mind to understand what you see on the page and tell your hands what to do. When you open up a jigsaw puzzle with 1,000 pieces, you don't immediately just look at all the pieces and say, oh, I'll never do that. Or maybe you do, but you start doing something anyway. That's the same thing that you need to do in music. You need to start out with something and just find a way to make the puzzle work. I say if you're looking at piano music, then you can pick out the notes of one hand, just for 2 measures. And then do the notes with the other hand for the same 2 measures. Work on them separately. And then put them together, like a puzzle. And you want to go slowly and let your mind and your hands figure it out. When you work on a puzzle on a table, you don't just throw everything together and decide it's just going to work. You take the piece, you examine the piece, you kind of turn it around, and then you put it into place and you work with it a little bit to put it into place. So if we think of music as a puzzle, we'll be more successful because we're more used to thinking of the puzzle already in pieces that we have to put together. Music is just a mental and physical puzzle that we have to put together. I hope some of these ideas were helpful, whether you're an adult learner or whether you're trying to help a child. Think of that puzzle and let me know how you do. If you have any ideas of your own that you'd like to share, please put them in the comments. Thanks for watching. This is the Julie Donato Music Studio, where we make music fun for everyone.